The dark web is a very mysterious place. It seems that everybody has heard about it, but very few people know much about it or have actually been there themselves. In case you didn't know, the dark web and the deep web are terms used to describe the portions of the internet that are restricted from standard web browsers, and they require specific software or authorization to get access to. And it's known for being a place where criminals and spies meet to communicate and exchange their services. But every once in a while, ordinary people find their way to the dark web and they end up seeing some pretty crazy stuff. What is up, everybody? Chaos here. And we are going to be doing something a little different today. And I've done some of these in the past and you guys show tremendous support on these. So if you want more dark web featurettes or top 10s in the future, drop a like on the video. And today, we're going to go over 10 crazy stories of things that the dark web is hiding from you. And this is not in any way a video telling you to go visit the dark web. If you want my opinion, stay away. This month's giveaway is for a new PlayStation 4 console. All you have to do to enter is drop a like on this video, be subscribed to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you never miss an upload. And in the comment section, let me know why you want to win the PS4 and include your Twitter handle so I can contact you if you're the winner. The winner will be announced at the end of the month. Okay. To start things off, while talking about the deep web on Reddit, one user stated, found a site, I think it was called the Black Market, selling all sorts of military-grade weapons like full auto AKs, 50 cal sniper rifles, that level of weapons. And you guys, if you know anything about weapons, you know those are some pretty high-level weapons. Also, they sold counterfeit money and fake IDs. I ordered a fake ID for like $40 and it never came in the mail. That's a shocker, right? The domain got seized like a week later after I ordered, so I couldn't even leave a bad review. And he says, well, at least the site got shut down, but I want to know how they got all those guns. And if you're in the position where you are on the dark web, you have made it that far, and you are ordering things and giving out your physical address to have them shipped to you, you need to rethink your position. Another Reddit user stated, was on it once, saw the usual drugs and whatnot, then I happened to stumble onto a blog with a non-working link that I could not confirm, but apparently, before the link stopped working, it used to be a website where you could actually buy human organs. Now, that doesn't seem too messed up until the blog was actually talking about it in context. The way they got the organs was by having a team of doctors and assistants go onto the streets to kidnap homeless people. They would put the homeless people in cages and then they would take their organs and sell them. And they said that their justification was that homeless people won't be missed and the police would not come looking for them. I can't confirm the validity of this website, but that is the most messed up thing that I have stumbled upon on the dark web. And that's some pretty scary stuff. And you hear this in the movies all the time, or people will joke and say you're going to wake up and one of your kidneys is going to be missing and you're going to be in a bathtub full of ice. Well, apparently, that's what goes down on the dark web. Another user from a page of Thought Catalog says, I was trying to make a small explosive for a dumb little movie I was going to be making with my friends. I found myself in the dark corners of the internet. One site in particular had a text document download with talking how to sneak explosives past metal detectors. NSA is probably all over me right now. That is definitely not what I wanted to hear. Now, I mean, I'm a little more paranoid. And once again, if you're on the dark web and you are in a position like this, you need to rethink and refocus your position. At number 7, and this one is pretty creepy, and it says, so, while messing around in Tor, I was scrolling through a forum where people offered their services. Someone had posted a random address with the words, my sister, above it. After following it took me to a page of images in a vertical column. There were probably 50 images of a childhood girl to a teenager. It was the same girl, I'm assuming, but I guess I really don't know. They were all happy pictures, but sort of random. Playing in the pool, a Grand Canyon picture, and one of her and 2 people eating some pizza. Once again, very random. Then, the very, very last picture was a mound of dirt in the woods with a shovel stuck in it. And right there is where I have goosebumps. And, oh, wow. Okay, alright, let's move on. At number 6, this story comes from a deleted Reddit account on the Ask Reddit page, and it says, way effing back in the day, beyond the terms of the statute of limitations, you used to be able to use Kazaa and LimeWire and stuff like that to look at people's entire computers, since they were stupid and they set the entire computer to share. I used to send out an email a day to random people, pointing out that pictures of them in their personal life and their social security number were freely available, along with instructions on how to uninstall Kazaa and LimeWire. And I'm here to tell you, I had no clue that Kazaa and LimeWire, you could actually ghost into people's computers if they set it to share, and now I know. The more you know. Okay, this number 5 story is a long one, so stick with me. This comes from a Reddit user known as the King of Bananas, and he says, I first learned about the deep web back in 10th grade when this really strange druggy kid in my grade was going on about it. We sat together in English, and I had a new teacher that wasn't quite that good and didn't really know how to control the class, so the last 20 minutes or so, she would let us do whatever. Everybody's had that teacher, right? Everyone around this kid's desk, we're gonna call him Eli, would crowd around his computer and watch him monkey around on Silk Road and weird other sites that he found. No CP or anything but drugs and hitmen and stuff like that in general. I was kind of sketched out by it, so I tried to avoid looking at it, but I listened and it was pretty crazy. Eventually, Eli decided to order drugs from this site. This was the high school, so we all lived at home, so he figured he'd order DMT to his cottage, go up for the weekend, pick it up, and hide it in his closet. He typed in his address to some random guy. He worked out the details, and he waited. He went up to his cottage the next weekend. We all waited for him to return to tell us the stories. Eli got back, and we all ran up to him because we wanted to know what happened. He said it didn't, and he was really upset since he had already paid this random guy. He complained to whoever was selling him the drugs, and the guy was really understanding and said he would send an even bigger package out to him. So, Eli went up next weekend to his cottage again. Still nothing. The guy was very apologetic, and he said he'd send one more. Still nothing. Eli gave up and figured it was just a guy trying to make a quick buck. He gave up on the deep web, and that was that. Months later, he goes up to his cottage with his family and has a big dinner party with the whole complex of cottages. He's schmoozing around and overhears these elderly people talking about going to the cops. He asked them why. They said they've been consistently getting shipments of drugs every week. Eli had typed in the wrong address, and the guy he was talking to had been sending more and more to the wrong people each week because he felt bad. He was so sketched out that he quit everything and now is doing quite well for himself. Proud of him, it says. At number 4, I can't really tell you this story. Some of these are creepy, some of these are very, very dark, and some of these are very, very morbid. And unfortunately, I can't read this story. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you can hit me up on Twitter and I'll let you know a little more, but I can't bring myself to read this number 4 spot. So let's move on to number 3, and it comes from another deleted Reddit user. Was a dumb little kid one time and was using the Ancient Family desktop, which, mind you, wasn't even connected to the internet, when a window popped up that read, illegal operation, will close now, or something like that. After that, I was so scared that the cops were going to come get me that I stayed off the computer for about 2 weeks. And this one's kind of a joke because the computer wasn't even attached to the internet, so it was probably one of his programs malfunctioned or something. Or was it? Can the dark web reach your computer even if it's not hooked up to the net? At number 2, perhaps the most infamous section of the deep web is a site called The Human Experiment, where a group of anonymous doctors document their twisted experiments on live people. But rather than tell you about it, I'll just go ahead and read you the About Us tab from the site's homepage. Are you guys ready? Here we go. In this website, we attempt to illustrate several experiments that are being conducted by our group on human subjects. The people chosen for these range of experiments are usually homeless people that are unregistered citizens. Experimentations range from starvation and water fluid restriction, pain tolerances, infectious diseases and organ effects, transfusions, drug trials, sterilization, laboratory examinations, which has to do with blood counts, and so on and so forth. You guys get the idea of some of the creepy, just dark, morbid stuff that can be found on this website. And finally, at number 1, this is an interesting take on the dark web from a Reddit user who chimed into a conversation between people sharing their dark web stories. They said, the majority of these stories will all be the same because they all come from people who downloaded Tor and went exploring or browsing. Now, the vast majority have found the hidden wiki and clicked on some links. There is a fundamental misunderstanding here of what the dark web is designed to do. Those links from the hidden wiki and other point-and-click entry sites are designed to be found. The most obvious are the darknet markets. They want customers. They put their URLs out there to be found. They list themselves on the wiki and other Tor directories. They don't want the sites to be hidden, just the owners and the servers. If you were to go to one of the directories that crawls and links all the live URLs it can find, most of them will be listed as unknown. Some will take you to a site, you can look at it anyway, but a lot of them will take you to a page where it simply asks for your credentials before you can go any further. There's nothing else. No link, no register, no FAQ, no indication of what is behind the password login. Now, the whole idea of Tor's hidden services is that they are hidden from anybody who doesn't have the credentials to get into them. You have to go get them some other way. There's no referral links being spammed on Reddit or the Intel Exchange or general access forums. Some of these sites may be safe havens for dissidents to discuss stuff. I don't know. Some of them might be dark, spooky places for no-sleep stories, but chances are none of us will ever know what is behind 99% of them. The only stuff you will find browsing the dark web is the stuff people want you to find. And I'm here to say right there, what in the world is behind these password hidden sites? And I don't know, how do you get the password? What credentials are they talking about that you need to have? Most of us will probably never know. So there you go, guys. That is another trip down the road that is the dark web. And once again, I do not condone anybody taking off down the deep web or the dark web. Actually, I would be here to stress the fact that you should leave it alone. But these are definitely interesting stories, and it does exist, so it's something that we can discuss. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, make sure you're subscribed, turn on those notifications, and if you want to see more dark web themed videos, definitely let me know. I can make that happen. I hope you guys have a great night. Hope we didn't creep you out too much, and I'll see you soon.